Good morning. Happy Saturday. We're just waiting a few minutes to get live on Instagram. I'm live here first. How's everybody doing? Oh, we've gotten through another week of this quarantine. I feel like lately I don't know what day it is. I'm barely aware of the time, you know. It's all just a big mush. I talked about my quote today. I'll talk a little bit more about it once we're on Instagram, but sort of the theme of the class today is the only way out is through. It's a quote by Robert Frost. I'm sure many of you heard it before. And, you know, I think it really applies to this particular situation and this time that we're in, because there's no other way to get through this time other than going through the time, right? There's no other alternative, and we're all in it together. So no one's got any other way out. We've got to come together as a community and just kind of power through. And yoga is here to help us with that, right? So we're now live on Instagram. Hi, everybody. Good morning, good morning. And we're going to get started. So we're going to start in a child's pose. So come onto your hands and knees to begin. Remember, if you have the blanket, I'm always talking about putting a blanket underneath your knees. Support yourself. Make yourself feel very, very comfortable. And what happened? Is it working? Yeah, it's working. Now we're good? Okay. Now we're good. So come onto your hands and knees. And then just bring your hips all the way down towards your heels. You can even bring your knees a little bit wider if that's more comfortable for you. And then just guide that third eye down towards your mat. And when you get there, just take a deep breath. Another deep inhale right into your belly. Exhale out through the nostrils. Inhale, get very expansive into your stomach, into the diaphragm area. Exhale through the nose, feeling your belly contract inward. This time as you inhale, feel that belly to thigh connection. Grow really, really expansive. And exhale out completely, even relaxing those shoulder blades. Take 2 more deep breaths like this right on your own as you become super present and grounded and arrive in the present moment. And after that last deep, fulfilling exhale, start to just slide yourself forward onto your belly. Okay. And then once you get there, interlace your fingers and just place them down in front of you, okay? Relax your toes, relax your hips. Guide your third eye down to your forehead, guide your forehead down to your hands. And then just visualize those hips and move them side to side. It's a very subtle movement, okay? You can see me here. I'm just rocking my hips a little side to side. I want to bring awareness to the area. I want to bring some mobility to the area. And I want to ease some tension, tightness that I may be storing in there. One more time, couple more times, like that. Rocking the hips side to side. And then let's work our way up to a quad stretch. So just bend that right knee. Grab hold of the right foot with your right hand. Okay, and grab the outside of the foot. And then maybe push the foot into your hand. Give some resistance with your hand. Feel the stretch in the quadricep. Lower arm through, switch it over to the other side, bend your left leg, grab hold of the outside of your left foot. So good. Come on back down. Then you're going to take your right hand, you're going to cactus your right hand, right? So cactusing means going like this with your hand, making a right angle. So cactus your right hand right onto the ground, okay? Keep your head resting on the ground and keep your right hand nice and straight. Sorry, I'm going to have to move this. Okay. So hands on the ground, my right arm is cactus, my left hand is on the ground. Now, I'm going to lift my left leg, cross it over the right, bend my knee, and see if I can just place my foot on the ground behind me. If I want to go a little bit further, I can always lift up my hand. Whew. It's a great shoulder opener, an amazing pec stretch. And now we're going to slowly move over to the other side. You're going to cactus the left arm, come onto the ground, straighten out the right arm, lift up your right leg, cross it over the left. Oh, there's my pit bull. Keep your head on the ground. Maybe you lift up your right hand. Easy, Hazel. Now we're going to do the same thing, but this time you're going to keep this right hand nice and straight. And just bring it down onto the ground and switch over to the other side. So the left leg lifts, knees bent, reach up with your left arm. This time that right arm is straight. I know it's kind of a funny position, but it feels so good and it does a great job opening your shoulders. So this time keep the left arm straight and cross the right leg over. Whew. And reach up. Now you're going to take the bottom of the right hand, okay? So the back of your hand, not your palm, the back of the hand. And bring it down onto the ground. And this time as you're switching, you're going to interlace your fingers behind you. Grab hold of your fingers behind you. I'm trying to show you, okay? And then just breathe and allow the heart to stretch forward here. And we'll take it on the other side, right? So the top of the hand's gonna come on the ground. And I'm gonna switch. And interlace my fingers together. Reach back with my fist. Allow my heart chakra, anahata, to shine through. And then just roll onto your belly. Keep the interlace. Roll onto your belly. Whoop. Okay. And then just kind of reach back with your fingers, a half Chalabhasana. Breathe here. So good. Then place the hands just right down next to you and slowly slide your way back to that child's pose that we took in the beginning of class. And then bring your elbows on the ground, bring your palms together so that they're in prayer, okay? And then I just want you to guide those hands in between your shoulder blades. And then come on back forward. If you need to create more space for yourself, go ahead and do that, and then try it again. Maybe just the thumbs will touch the space in between your shoulder blades, maybe the whole fist comes down. And then come back forward. So just do this a few times. 5 more times to be exact. So we can really expand through the biceps, the triceps, and the areas that we kind of are hunched over all day, especially at home. Maybe we're on the computer, working longer hours, reading on our laptops, probably a lot of time on our phone. Last one right here. Okay. And then guide the hands, the prayer, back towards those shoulder blades. Squeeze the belly inward and rise up. Have a seat. Okay? I'm gonna scooch forward a little so you can see me. And then look up towards the ceiling slightly. Okay, big opener here. Take a deep breath. And then guide the hands out in front of you, slice through the ground, round your spine to come into a cat pose. And then think cow pose, just seated, and bring the prayer back behind you. Hug your elbows in. And then slice the ground in front of you or the air in front of you. And round your spine and tuck your chin. Take a few more like that. The last round. And then come just to a sort of neutral spine here. Okay, you're going to take your left hand, you're going to grab hold of your right elbow, okay? And then you're going to just hug this elbow in behind your forehead, look up towards the ceiling, and then reach over towards the left side, okay, opposite of me. So nice side body stretch. Okay, now we're going to go a little bit further here, okay? You're going to reach your right hand forward. You're going to bring your left hand down onto the ground. And then you're going to reach up with the left foot, reach back with the left foot, coming into a bird dog. And then cactus your right arm and maybe even cactus your left leg. Reach forward with the arm, back to bird dog. And one more cactus here. Great. Now bring the right hand down onto the ground so both our hands are on the ground. You're going to turn your right foot that's on the ground. You're going to kick it out to kickstand. And then you're going to lower your left foot down, okay? And then reach up, simple side plank. Grounding the pinky toe edge of your back foot. Lift the frontal hip points. Reach up with the left arm. And then bring that left arm down onto the ground. Maybe even tense your fingers to give yourself enough space to bring this left foot forward in between your hands. And you see how this back foot came with me, right? We want to get to a low lunge. Once you're here, lift up with your hands and cactus your arms. Make sure your inner thighs are nice and engaged and make sure you're not feeling too much pressure on that knee, okay? Come forward and off your kneecap. And then interlace the fingers behind you. Allow the heart to shine through. Look up at the ceiling. Make sure you're breathing. Good. Then go ahead and just bring that left hand down next to your left foot. Bend your right knee. Grab hold of the right foot. You can also use a block here, okay, for added support. Lower your foot down. If you're going to use a block, you can grab it now or place the right hand down onto the mat. Lift up the back leg, reach up with the left arm. So we're in a simple twist now. Okay, make sure your front knees over front ankle. Your hips are square. And then make a few circles with your left arm. Nice and wide, nice big circles. And then switch it up, try in the opposite direction. And then hug that belly in nice and tight. Come to the front of your mat. Take a halfway lift. So again, you're thinking cow pose in your spine. Lift up the tailbone. Lift your head up. The Then come back down into a forward fold. So shift the weight to your toes, away from your heels. Relax your head and neck down, and then go ahead and interlace those fingers behind you. Keep the fist, and then have a seat in your chair pose. So bend your knees, reach back with your fist, have a seat in chair. Feet are about hip width apart. Okay, maybe go just a little bit lower. Make sure you can see your toes. And then just rise up all the way to Tadasana. Look up at the ceiling. Lift your quads. Breathe. Then come all the way back down into a forward fold. Plant your hands on the ground or on your blocks. Send your left foot back, send your other foot back. So now we're in a plank pose. And then plank pose, you're going to lower your knees down. Okay? Now guide the heart, just the heart, down to the ground. So the belly stays lifted. Then the chin comes down. You're going to slide it forward. Baby cobra. Push into the tops of your feet. Again, think cow pose in your chest. Send it all the way back to a child's pose. Yeah, we still have the other side. Bring your hands to prayer. Guide the hands behind you. We're already here. Engage your core. Rise up. This time, take your right hand, grab hold of that left elbow. Make sure your hand is behind your head. Now you stretch the side. Get into those obliques. Take 2 more deep breaths. So good. And then that big move again, right? So you're going to lift up the right leg, reach forward with the left arm, come straight into bird dog. Cactus the left arm, cactus the right foot. Keep it balanced. Straighten it out. Right here, once again, keep your core engaged, protect your lower back, and straighten it out. Let's go. Side plank on this side. Ground into the left hand, lower your right leg, kickstand that left foot. Ground into the pinky toe edge of your right leg, reach up with the right arm. Lift your frontal hip points. Don't collapse in your right shoulder or your left shoulder. And you're going to tense your right fingers on the ground for that move. Come into a lunge here. So bring your right foot all the way in between your hands. Okay? Rise up. Cactus your arms. Protect the knees off of your kneecap. Interlace your fingers. And then go ahead and just bring your right hand down. Remember, a great time to grab a block here. Bend your left knee, grab hold of that left foot to get your quad stretching. And then come into a simple twist. So bring your left hand down on the ground or to a block. Lift the left leg back up. Reach up with the right arm. And then make a few circles with your arm. Both directions, right? Keeping it nice and balanced. And then meet me at the front of your mat. Move it to a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Find the interlace behind you. Have a seat in your chair with the same interlace. Feet can be about hip width apart, or the knees can be touching, toes can be touching. And then rise up all the way. Maybe a little back bend. And then move into your Tadasana. Lift up your quads. Take a deep belly breath here. Good. Slip it all the way back down into your forward fold. Land your hands on the ground. Walk it straight back to a plank. Hands underneath the shoulders. They're nice and spread out. This time we're going to lower ourselves down into one solid straight line. And then find that baby cobra. Lower down your chest. Let's add a Chalabhasana. So interlace your fingers. Lift the chest. You're already here before. Just add a little lifting of the legs. So good. Lower your hands down, lower the legs down. Take it all the way back to a child's pose. And then from here, guys, come into a tabletop so we can shift it up to downward facing dog. Grab your blocks if you'd like. Keep your knees bent, send the hips up high. Keep your quads engaged, feet are about hip width apart. Your triceps turn in, your biceps turn out, head and neck is nice and relaxed. And then you can take your dog for a walk here. Bend one knee, bend the other knee, just alternating between that. Good, and then look forward in between your hands. Walk one foot, walk the other foot, one at a time, till you can meet your hands. Okay? Move into that halfway lift. Come back down into a forward fold. Interlace your fingers. Have a seat in that chair. And this time you're going to send your right hand forward and the left hand back. So you're opening up into this open chair. Okay? And then switch. Send the left hand forward. Send the right hand back. A little dancing chair. Last one. And bring your hands down in front of you to prayer. Take a full body extension. Slight back bend, keep your shoulders away from your ears. Come all the way down into a forward fold. Hop or walk it back into a plank, okay? And then we'll come into Chaturanga. So shift the weight forward, think cow pose again in your chest. Shine your heart through to an up dog. So the legs are lifted. Shoulder blades remain on your back. Send the hips up high, downward facing dog. And then walk your hands back to meet your feet this time. So come to the back of your mat. And we're going to do the same thing right here. Move into halfway lift. Come back down into your forward fold. Interlace your fingers behind you. Breathe. And then rise up to chair pose. Nice and strong. Keep your core tight, send your left hand forward, open up to the right. Switch it over to the opposite side. A little dancing chair on this side. Have some fun with it. Last one. And come on back down into a forward fold. Send the gaze forward, walk it all the way up into plank pose. You can take your vinyasa of choice, so you take Chaturanga, you can lower through one solid straight line, you can take a baby cobra with knees, chest, chin, or you can take a child's pose. Send your hips all the way back. You can always choose to skip a vinyasa, so that's always an option. Make sure you stay hydrated. We're all going to meet in a child's pose. breath there, and then meet me in downward facing dog. And let's just check in with our down dog. Make sure your pointer finger is facing forward. Fingertips are spread up wide. Quads are lifted. Reach down with your heels. Take the weight out of your hands and push it into the back of your body. Now root into your left foot. Keep the left foot nice and a little bent too, as you lift up the right knee. Lift up the right leg. And then bend your knee, open up your hip. Keep pushing into that right hand. And then bring your right foot in between your hands, shift it forward slightly, come into a crunch. And then send it back up towards the sky. And bend the knee. And shift the weight forward. And come back. Last round right here. This time we're going to place the foot down in between your hands. You're going to turn the back of the foot so that it's parallel to your mat and perpendicular to your front leg. Swoop your hands up and around and rise up to warrior two. So make sure this front leg is externally rotated. Lift your frontal hip points. Front knee over front ankle. And grinding into the pinky toe edge of my back leg. And my hands are reaching out, gaze in between the fingertips. Take a deep inhale here. And then come into a flying warrior. So parallel your feet. And then bring your hands together up over your head. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Then you're going to take a warrior two at the back of the mat. So externally rotate your back leg and open up into warrior two. Then go ahead, you're going to tip it back to peaceful warrior. Okay, make sure that front lunge stays nice and strong as you tip it back. And then come into a flying warrior from here. Bring the palms together, straighten out the legs. Open up to warrior two. Now from here, guys, you're going to stay with me. I'm going to inch it backwards so you could just see me. Okay. From here, you're going to move into a simple twist. You're going to take your left hand, you're going to bring it all the way down on the ground, and you're going to lift the right leg, right hand up towards the sky or the ceiling. You'll breathe here. Get really, really strong through the back left leg. Keep reaching up with the right. From here, we're going to come into a cosmic curtsy. Okay, so you're going to take this back leg, take your left leg, bring your left knee behind your right knee and ground into your left toes. Reach back with your hands. So we're in this sort of curtsy chair, if that makes sense. From here, come into a regular chair pose. So just bring your hands together, reach up, and parallel the feet, so they're right next to each other. And then take your dancing chair here. Just one time on either side. Rise up all the way, full body extension. And come all the way back down into a fold. Step your left leg straight back. And then step your right leg straight back. Now you take your vinyasa of choice here. You can lower through, one solid straight line. Take your baby cobra. Or you also have the option to take an up dog with the knees lifted. And then we're all going to meet in downward facing dog. So we'll lift up the left leg, open up the hip on this side. Come forward into a crunch. Send it back up. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, send it back up. Inhale, come forward. Send the gaze where you want to go. Place the left foot down. Rise up, warrior two. Make sure you know where your hands are in space. Keep that front leg externally rotated. And then come into Flying Warrior at the center. Switch it to open up Warrior 2. Tip it back to reverse your warrior. Meet me in the center to fly. Open up to Warrior 2. Come down into simple twist. So bring your left hand down on the ground, right hand down on the ground, and reach up with the left arm. Here in that simple twist. Keep that back leg so strong so we can move into that cosmic curtsy. So bring your right knee to the back of your left knee, ground into your toes, move to cosmic curtsy. Then come into a chair pose. Open up for a little dancing chair, one on each side. Palms come together, rise up, back bend, all the way back down to forward fold. Step your right foot straight back, send your left foot straight back. Vinyasa of choice. And we meet in downward facing dog. How's everyone doing? Good, I hope. Now let's lift up the right leg again. Open up your hip. This time place the right foot straight down in between your hands. And rise on up. Warrior 2. Come into Flying Warrior. And open up Warrior 2. Tip it back to reverse your warrior. And this time we're going to have a triangle pose. So straighten out that left leg. Hug your right hip in. Maybe turn your right toes in a little bit too, because the back leg's internally rotated. Then bring your left hand to your left shin. Reach up with the right arm. Then bring your shoulder blades together. You're turning from your torso to go up while the hip hugs in. Remember, the back leg is so strong. And keep a little micro bend in the front knee if you're hypermobile or really flexible. Now take it all the way back to peace. All the way back to peace. Meet me in the center to fly. And then open up Warrior 2 at the front. Move into that simple twist. Left hand comes to the ground. Right hand rises up. To Cosmic Curtsy. Bring your left foot to the back of the right knee. And down into your squat. Move into your chair pose. Then take that little dance on either side. Bring your palms to prayer, rise up, take a full body extension. Come all the way back down into a forward fold. Send your left foot straight back. Send the right foot straight back. I'll try knees, chest, chin this time. So knees go down, chest goes down, chin goes down. Slide forward to baby cobra. Root into that pelvis. And into your toes. Rise up, downward facing dog. And right away, you'll lift your left leg. Open up your hip. Place the left foot down in between your hands. Take Warrior 2 on this side. Fly to the center. And then open up Warrior 2. Lift your frontal hip points. Externally rotate that front leg. Keep the lunge strong, tip it back to peace. You can take a bind here if you'd like. And then straighten out that left leg, hook the right hip in, maybe even turn your right toes in a little bit. Get really strong in the right leg as you send the left, get really strong in the, I can't figure it out. Send really strong in your left hip as you send the right hip back. Right hand comes to your right shin. Reach up with the left arm. Keys can be up or down, depending on what's more comfortable for you. And then bend the front knee, tip it all the way back to peace. Come through the center to fly, and open up to warrior two at the front. Bring your right hand all the way down to the ground, lift up with your left. And then move into that curtsy. Right foot comes behind your left. Reach back with your hands. Get really low here. And then use that energy to rise back into chair. And then do a little chair dance. Rise up all the way. And come all the way down. Hop or walk it back. Chaturanga to up dog. Or one side straight line to baby cobra. You can always take a child's pose if you need. While meet in downward facing dog. And then let's go again. Lift up the right leg, open up your hip. Stay with me here. Place the right foot down in between your hands. Take a moment to rise up. Come into flying warrior at the center. Open up to warrior two at the back. Tip it back for peace. You can take the bind. And then you can keep the bind if it's comfortable for you as you open up into triangle. So it'll look like this. If you'd like to undo the bind, your hand just comes straight up. And then bend the front knee, take it all the way back to peaceful reverse. Come to the center of your mat to fly. And then open up to warrior two. Then come all the way down into simple twist. Remember, right hand's reaching up, left hand is nice and grounded. And then bring your left foot behind you for your cosmic curtsy. Good, now from here, guys, grab your block or place your hand, right in front of your right foot. We're already balanced on the right foot, right? I'm gonna have to move back. Okay. So, from our cosmic curtsy, right? We're gonna place our hand down on a block or on the ground to come into Ardha Chandrasana. So, you're gonna just shift your weight forward so that your right shoulder is right above your right hand. And then you're gonna just push your hand on your hip and lift up your left leg. And think of going forward. Think of there being a wall behind your back foot. So go really, really, really strong. Make sure your front toes are facing forward. Keep your gaze strong. Take a few more deep breaths right here. If you would like to go for Shavasana, you can grab hold of your foot, push your foot into your hand, and open up. Nice strong focus, guys. Chair pose. Find me there, meet me there. You got this. Good job. Emergency chair. Whew, it's a big move. And then open up in your chair. You've already been here. Come on back up. Open up to the other side. And back to the center. Bring your hands to prayer, rise up, take a back bend. Come all the way back down into your forward fold. Take it all the way back to plank. Or hop it back, chaturanga, to up dog. to baby cobra, whatever works for you right now. We're all going to meet in downward facing dog. Take it on the other side. Lift up the left leg. Open up your hip. Place your foot down in between your hands. Rise up to warrior two. Come into flying warrior at the center. And then open up to warrior two towards the back. Tip it back to reverse your warrior. And then open up to triangle. Hand can be up or the bind. Just do whatever it is that you did on the other side. And then bend your front knee, tip it all the way back to peace. Meet me in the center for flying warrior. And open up into warrior two. Swing your left hand down, lift, swing your right hand down, lift up your left, simple twist. Moving into that cosmic curtsy. And I will scoot back for my Instagrammers. Okay. And then you're going to bring your left hand down on the ground or onto a block, right in front of your left leg, right underneath your shoulder. You can keep the hand on the hip. Or you can lift the hand up. Make sure your left toes are pointing forward. If you've got a wall, you can hold on to it. And if you took Shavasana on the other side, you can attempt it on this side. Emergency chair pose. Parallel your feet. Reach up for chair. And then expand your heart space. Twist. Come back to the center. Twist to the other side. Release it a little lower. Palms come together. Rise up, full body extension. And come all the way back down into a forward fold. Hop it back to Chaturanga. Walk it back to Chaturanga. Take your vinyasa of choice. Meet me in downward facing dog and then lower down to your knees. Take a quick child's pose. We're just going to be here for 3 full deep breaths. And then lift up, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look forward, hop it to the front or walk it to the front. Okay? I'm going to turn so I can face you for this part of class. Move into your halfway lift and come back down into your fold. Have a seat in your chair. Swing your arms open to the left, open to the right. Rise up all the way. Bring your hands to prayer, then come into Tadasana. So mountain pose, lift up those pants. And now we're gonna come into dancer's pose, okay? So shift your weight over to the right leg. I'm going to mirror you this time so it's the same side. Switch your left leg over to the right leg and just start to peel your left toes off the ground, left heel off the ground. And then go ahead and just bring your left heel to your hand. Hug this hip inward, okay? Now find a point of focus, a point of drishti, and don't collapse into this hip, okay? Lift up out of it. Once you feel really strong, you can start to shift your weight forward as your leg goes back. Push your foot into your hand, okay? And lift with that quad. Remember to be very strong on your balancing right leg. You've got this. It's okay to fall. It's okay to wobble. You're by yourself anyway. Okay. Come back to the center. Bring your knee into your chest. Whew. And lower it back down. Shake out the legs a little bit. We're going to come onto the other side. Okay. So we'll take a full body extension just to reset. Come back down to forward fold. Shift your weight forward, shift your weight forward, shift your weight forward. Relax your neck. Move into your halfway lift. Have a seat in that chair. Oh, this chair. Open up to the right. Center. Left. Center. Rise up. Hands to heart. Shift your weight over to the left leg. And then dancer's pose on this side. Grab hold of your right foot with your right hand. Reach forward with the left arm. And then slowly come forward. Find your point of focus. Allow the heart to shine through. Bring the knee into your chest. Coming into Tadasana. And now from your Tadasana, from your mountain pose, bring your hands to prayer. Shift your weight over to the left leg and peel the right heel off the ground. Hands are in prayer, okay? Now, you're going to just take that right foot, send it back behind you, and place it down. So we're in this high lunge here, okay? So we're high on the ball of that back foot. Cactus your arms. You were here before, just a standing variation. And interlace the fingers behind you. You can even bend the knee if it's more comfortable. Good, then everyone just lower that back knee down, bring your hands to prayer. And we're gonna twist, nice little twist. And then maybe you can hook your right elbow on the outside of your left foot. Come forward off your kneecap. Maybe the hands open. Maybe they stay here. You just breathe here for a second. Now if you want to grab hold of your blocks, you grab hold of your blocks, you're coming into a pyramid pose. So, place the blocks down so that your foot is in between them, okay? Now, you're going to just lift up the back leg and straighten out both legs. Make sure your hips are nice and square. Place your hand on your sacrum to check in with yourself. You can also have your hands on the ground. I love blocks for pyramid though. And same thing, keep a little micro bend in the front left leg. Reach forward with your heart. Keep the back leg really active and come down to fold. Okay, now same with Ardha Chandrasana, but we're going to revolve this Ardha Chandrasana. So, you can grab the block, place your right hand down in front of you, okay? I don't know if you can see me, I hope you can see me. And then, just shift the weight forward, lift up the back leg. And I'm lifting up the left arm. And same thing, shift your weight forward so that your right shoulder is right above your right wrist, guys. So good. And just relax down into a forward fold. Rise up all the way. Full body extension. I'm going to step back this time for this round, okay? Tadasana. Hands are a prayer. Lift the left heel off the ground. Send your left foot back. Okay? Lunge. In the beginning of class, right? We cactus our arms. Interlace the finger behind you. Lower the back leg down. Come into a revolved lunge. Good, move into pyramid pose. Grab your blocks. Straighten out both legs. You have to bring that back leg just a little bit closer to you to find a comfortable position. Make sure the hips are square. Stay out of your lower back, think heart forward. Good. Now from here, you're going to place your left hand on your left block, okay, or the floor. And then you're going to come up really strong on this right foot. Notice how my shoulder's right above my wrist, okay? Then my right hand comes out to the side. Revolved Ardha Chandrasana. You've got this, stay strong, keep your focus. And then slowly lower the foot down. Shift the weight forward, relax down into a fold. Move into a halfway lift. Dancing chair. Full body extension. Hands to heart. From here, turn your toes out. Malasana, yogi squat. Lower all the way down. So good. Keep your toes lifted if you need to. And then just place the hands out in front of you. Have a seat to Navasana or boat pose. Hands can be right in front of you. And then just shift to the side. And then from here, guys, lower the legs down, keep a little micro bend in the knee, and come down into a fold in your seat. And then one by one, you're just going to lower vertebrae by vertebra. And then bend your knees, feet come flat on your mat. You're going to find a bridge pose here. So walk your feet up as close to your heels as you can. Place your hands down next to you. And then just lift up the hips. Lift up your chest towards your chin. Sorry about my hair. And then elongate out through the neck. Use the booty, use your glutes to lift. Slowly, one vertebra at a time, lower through. Rock the knees a little side to side. And we'll take one more bridge pose. Engage your glutes, engage your quads. Even imagine that there's a block in between the quads. You lift up your heart towards your chin, and then bring the chin away from your chest. Lower it down, one solid straight line. Send the hips slightly over to the right, guys, and just let the knees fall down onto the ground. Cactus your arms. A little twist to the side. Come back to the center. Allow the hips to go to the left. Let the knees fall to the right. Keep your cactus arms. Come back to center. Let's find a happy baby pose. So bring your knees into your chest. Grab hold of the inside of your foot with your hands. And bring your armpits in towards your ears. You want to straighten one leg out, straighten the other leg out. You can do that. Rock a little side to side. And then hug your knees in, bring your chin up to meet your knees. Give yourself a big hug. And then straighten out your legs. Bring your palms down to your side. Time for Shavasana. Nuzzle those shoulder blades in, away from your ears. Let the palms face up. Close your eyes. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Open your mouth and sigh it out. Try that one more time. Let it all go. Take the next moment or two to just be here. Shavasana is a time in our practice where all the hard work that you just did sort of settles in. The dust settles in. So allow yourself to be for just 1 or 2 minutes here. Sacred pause in your day. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Take a few deep breaths here. And then go ahead and just turn over to your right side. Take a fetal position. And then slowly make your way up to a comfortable seat at the front of your mat. I have a quote from Rumi before we close. To be or not to be is not my dilemma. To break away from both worlds is not bravery. To be unaware of the wonders that exist inside me, that is real madness. Bring your hands to your heart. We're going to end with 3 ohms. First, start off with a breath. Open your mouth and sigh it out. Eric, if you'll join me. Take a deep inhale. Bring your thumbs to your third eye, bowing down. Always stay curious about the wonders that are inside of you. You are your own greatest mystery. From my heart to yours, thank you so much for practicing every day. Namaste. I know Instagram cuts off like right at an hour. So if you guys have any questions or anything, please send me a DM. This class will be up on YouTube soon for you to follow along or share with your friends. I'll be back here tomorrow at 10:30 Pacific Standard Time, 1:30 Eastern Time. And see you soon. Thank you. Mwah. I love you. And I miss you.